Hello, gentlemen, and welcome back to another turn of this combat mission, Pbem, linking up and breaking out. A few things will happen in this turn. Some plans will go astray, but the information we gather from those plans will bring good tidings nonetheless. Without further ado, let's watch the polls. So third section here. They're quickly becoming some of my favorite. Because meanwhile, while everyone else is getting their ass handed to them, third section comes up here, and while they're covered by the wall, knock out that MG. Then also manage. Sorry, gents, I was eating a burrito, so I'm a little bit full. But whenever there's gonna be a guy who pops up here. I think. Anyway, they're gonna nail him. Right there. Also, this squad over here was able to rally a bit. I'm probably gonna get the company and platoon headquarters to rush this building inside that half track, which also pulled back when fired on by those. What in the fuck? I actually haven't seen this until now. Looks like a Panzer II. We were only able to spot via that half track. Looks like Jerry's got armor support. Looks like our crossing is shaping up to be a bit more difficult. I think it's about time we evacuate this field. Which also, surprisingly, is exactly what we're doing. The half track pulled back a bit, so I probably pulled them a bit forward. Meanwhile, over in this house, remember that grand assault we had going on this house 2 doors down? Well, a few things happened that made that whole thing go to shit. Number one, well, Jerry set up a base of fire in this house, so his defensive line now stretches somewhere along that route. So that, understandably, stops these guys, who take some pretty immediate casualties. These guys kind of rush the house from behind, and they do pretty alright. I mean, one of them does get shot almost immediately, but what really fucks them is they spot this group of Germans reinforcing and they start firing on them as well. So, in short, basically what happened is we got ridiculously outflanked by circumstances we couldn't understand. But I'm okay with this because I'm seeing a mass of troops pushing from this way. And 3rd Platoon is coming in to take that exact area I believe those troops moved out of. Meaning, 3rd Platoon stands a good chance of running into extremely light resistance when they try to take this road. And if we can cut the road, that's all that matters. Plus, we have another platoon of troops coming up. I'm thinking I'm going to station them in here, and here, with the platoon leader, 2nd floor here. Maybe a squad on the 2nd floor there as well. With the intent to just kind of hold the left flank and force the Germans to counterattack into this building, to try and cut our road into there. Meanwhile, we're going to, maybe we'll just have a squad do that, and we'll have the other 2 squads try and push up through this little block of houses. I don't know. It's all very touchy-feely right now. I might have a squad come through the orchard this way, since we seem to have punched a hole in their little defenses just right here. In the meantime, we'll sneak a squad in through here, push them into here, take out whoever's in there, push another squad up into here, get a nice way of moving, move here, here, pop out, come around, get into here. And that will provide us with a decent way to outflank that building and move across the road. So 3rd squad's gonna need to do some stuff, but none of it's too bad. Or third platoon? No, this will be different platoon. 5th platoon. Oh yeah, and there's Germans everywhere. There's Germans here. There's Germans there. The mortar started firing smoke. These guys rallied for a half a second, or I guess they got shot again. Yeah, see. But for a second, they were back. In the meantime, I've watched it over and over so many times. The Americans over here. Oh, the Americans. The Americans get ready to saddle up and push out. And we put some heavy suppressing fire down. This little base of fire over here shoots up there. The M8 shoots up that building. Meanwhile, our troops rush up the roadways here. I don't know if I have pause orders on them or not. Engineers also push up to right here and set up a base of fire on that building behind the trees there. And these guys go ahead and move out to get in there. That should be enough to keep whoever's up there down. Meanwhile, as these guys advance, they take a quick hit from a guy up here. But he should be easy enough to suppress. We've already seen him a few times with the XO squad back there, and we exchanged some brief fire. So we'll probably just continue with that. We'll probably shoot him with the M8. But looks like the bridge crossing, I don't want to say it's not heavily defended, but it looks like we've managed to identify most of the key defensive positions and suppress them. As well as the ford crossing should be more or less secure-esque. So the real question now is, can the Poles hold long enough for the Americans to sneak through and cut the road? The Poles should be getting some help soon. I think like 3 minutes. Alright. These guys' orders were to spread out over here, but obviously that's not going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and pull you guys back. Your guys' new orders are to hold the second floor here. Also, with that submachine gun up there, this road is now kind of a death trap. So we might actually have them run along the back over here, set up their little base of fire here. Alright, we're just going to have to rework the entire damn thing. Okay, you guys. Back here. Up to there. Works. So once again, that road's now a death trap, which is moderately annoying. But I think that'll work. Have them do this in a bounding. The mortar be more useful over here. And we'll try and keep him as like a reserve. Over there. And Lieutenant will try and maintain command and control right there. So with those forces, we should be able to hold it. Once you get there, I want you all to bound up to there, bound up to there. I don't know. This is giving orders really far into the future, which is the main problem with it. But it's hard to figure out what everyone's going to be doing in the future. So make sure they have a move order over there. Make sure they're coming at it from an angle and not going down the road, because going down the road will kill them. Also, I've got a half track. I wonder. It can fit. It's time for an armored assault. Because, God, if I could get some troops inside of a car. Oh my sweet Jesus, would that be amazing. So we'll get them to form up over there, hop in the car. So now we'll have some armored infantry, which we can use. Which will just be fantastic. Move these guys up to here. Let's see, that's 1, 2, I guess 5 seconds. I'm gonna give these guys a 10-second delay. Order them in. Hopefully their rifles and mortars will be enough. And hopefully this smoke will spread enough to give these poles enough cover to push up through that gap. Meanwhile, I think it's the Americans' turn to come to town. So we'll go ahead and suppress there. Everyone else has got fire orders, right? Yep. Yep. Your fire order still remains the same. Yours remains the same. You boys already have your orders. And this platoon is moving up right quick. That's the XO team, sorry. We'll have them fire on that building too. Those boys are getting there right fast. Have those boys bound down the road. Move these guys up into there at the quickest of speed. Meanwhile, the engineers will, well, they'll just keep doing what they're doing. Almost executing the man in front of them. Just nuzzle your barrel up right behind his face. Don't do what these guys are doing, where they've got, like, moderately displaced off to the shoulder. No. Shove your gun into his head. I don't want you to even be able to see the sights anymore. Get it really in there. Pa! No, I kid. But at the same time, I do not kid. There's a good mortar. Motor. I say it as my accent slowly transitioned to something strange and unusual. Go to Sparta. So they're firing for less than a minute. Who is the they? That's the real question. Oh, that's right. Third platoon is completely dead. So that's that mortar. This mortar. Clear target. Get in the truck. Alright. So that guy's dead. And hopefully we've hit the gun. I don't even think it's important to hit the gun anymore. These mortars are still falling down the road though, and it's really good we managed to keep those mortars falling, because I'm suspecting it's pinning a bunch of their infantry up. And hell, I think it might be half the reason why the bridge is not exploding into fire right now, maybe? Plus, these guys aren't getting shot at by like thousands of machine guns, so can't be that bad. Have them pause for 20 seconds. Didn't I have a third one of those? Where'd I put that? Oh, it's around here somewhere. Yeah, there's 1, 2. There you are. Vroom vroom. And that should cover most of our assault down the bridge. Alright. So the poles, we need to hold this line. We're going to create like a little Polish bowl here. We're going to try and punch out through there. So draw in your mind a little circle there, a little arrow coming out that way. That's what our plan looks like. But the American plan is to just push along the bridge and establish a line kind of here, while 3rd Platoon pushes out over here and establishes a line that will kind of look like this. And we're just kind of aiming to put cancerous growths along the route. We don't even really have to take all the objectives. We just have to cut the road and kill anyone who passes by. Which isn't really that hard to do. Meanwhile, 3rd Platoon, getting close. I give them about 2 or 3 more minutes. So hopefully we'll be across the bridge, or just be crossing the bridge as they've moved into position. Which will be enough to prompt the Germans to free up reserves, any reserves that they might have, to try and hold the bridge and the Poles at bay. While those two duke it out in what will honestly probably be a really hellish firefight, we will try and get 3rd Platoon to shove itself right in behind them, and anyone who's pulled back to take those houses will be cut down immediately. But yeah, these little sets of houses still remain our primary objective, along with this barracks looking thing, with the intent of seizing this gun platform. This gun station. Sounds about right. Honestly, I probably should have brought the engineers over here. There are quite a few walls that need blowing. Though we could probably enter through this house. Yeah, we can enter through this house and show up here. It'd be terrifying. Yeah, just looking at it, thinking about it, I feel confident in, honestly, in 3rd Platoon. Plus, these guys are already pretty much in the house. Well, okay, they're almost in the house. Now we should be able to suppress these guys. Lickety split. Like, yeah. When the bullet is already, like, racing past your gear, I think we're gonna get you suppressed. Plus, we got Normandy just sitting right there. This should prompt them to move their armor up, which means I'm gonna go ahead and give us a 3-minute window to establish a foothold across the bridge. 4 minutes if we're lucky, 5 minutes if we're extremely lucky, and the Poles manage to pull off some shit. Starting when we actually get troops to cross the bridge. So, in 5 minutes we should be across the bridge. Meanwhile, the Poles just need to stay alive and hold out for those Cromwells, which are coming, I hope. I pray. It's also possible that the Americans get tanks. If the Americans get tanks, I'm going to go ahead and call this deal sealed. Unless the Germans get tanks, in which case then we're totally fucked. Because, you know, German armor is German steel, and German steel is unbeatable. Right, guys? No. American armor will change our little scope of operations. We'll have to bound our platoons forward and try and get a tank put right about here, which means we will need to clear out that house, and that house. And if we're clearing out this house, we'll need to clear out these 2 houses as well, just to get in there, and the church, which is just beautiful, by the way. I just love. I don't remember what mod I have installed for this to make the buildings look like this, or if this is even just a stock game. It is just beautiful. I love it. Anyway, I think that should do it. So we've got a 2-pronged American attack. If we can take Fambois center, it would, well, hell, the Poles might just be able to break through if we can get a tank behind the Jerrys. So yeah, if we can get a tank here, we can control the entire road. If we can get a tank here, we can control the reinforcements. If we can get a tank here, we can push a tank down here. If we can push a tank down here, the entire Jerry center will break. So it's just a question of, can the Cav do it? Honestly, if the engineers blow a hole in here, we can push a tank around the side here. Circumvent the need to do that. Maybe push a tank up through here. Or maybe even just put a tank here. Because it'd be well hidden if we could just get a tank here. Anyway, we also need to hold this little area so I can shove a Cromwell in it. So if we can shove a Cromwell in that, well... Now, gentlemen, we're in business. The name of the game is Cut the Road. And gentlemen, I think we've found a very big pair of scissors. Till next time, I've been your Commander Tomato. I hope you've enjoyed this Pbem. Oh, one thing I almost forgot. Someone commented on my video that I just posted, the first part, which I have just posted. This is actually based around the town of Chambois. Chambois? C-A-N-B-O-I-S? Or C-A-M-B-O-I-S or something like that. And Chambois is the fictitious representation of that town, which is where the Americans and Poles linked up. So, treat this as a semi-historic battle, maybe? Meanwhile, I am just loving the intense firefights that we have going on here, especially with the Poles, and I believe the Americans are about to get stuck the hell in. Let's make sure everyone's got their firing targets. Not really much for you guys to shoot at. Where's that Jeep? Alright, well that didn't go so well. I was figuring they could maybe get that. Oh, and for those of you curious, here's where a second platoon is. They're just now getting to the school, so they'll be ready and available in about 3-ish minutes. And this is where, fourth platoon, second platoon, third platoon, and fourth platoon are. Third platoon is 2 minutes out. God, I need to get my voice under control. And fourth platoon is, of course, mingled with third platoon, as we'll have pretty much the entire support platoon hitting what is hopefully the exposed rear. So yeah, I just realized I might not have shown you guys that. I'll see you gents in the next part. Till then, good day.